Good afternoon, Internet. I'm your host, HazelPlace89, and welcome back to City Skylines 2. We're in the seat of Blackshire again, and as you can see, we're back at our wonderful little interchange that we created last week. And to start off, I'm gonna continue working on it. I have mods again. So what had happened was, I launched the game, right, using Steam and then the Paradox launcher, as one does, and the thing is, they weren't loaded into the game, even though I was subscribed to everything in the Paradox mod thing. So what I had to do was I went to Steam, right click, went to like installed files, and then I found a launcher folder. And I had to open the launcher from there because apparently it didn't feel like working with Steamy Boy. So there's that. I have mods now. We're gonna continue working on this beautiful little interchange here. What I want to do is I want to take off crossings all on the inside. I think. Yeah. I think I do. I think we might leave these, but I don't want those. I know what we'll do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do with our crossings. We're gonna come here. We're going to go to our road services. We're going to crosswalks. We're going to turn that off. We're going to turn that off. Same deal here. Same deal here. Like so. And so that way people will cross there if they need to. And go with which way they need. I think that's fine. I want to turn off lights there. I want to turn off lights there. I want to turn off lights there and there. So the only lights that we'll have is this, and this will be free flowing, which is what I want for sure. So there's that. Let's just check and make sure that everything's the right way. And it looks like it is. I'm kind of confused as to why the line doesn't go all the way. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's fine. It's not a big deal to me. So there's that. And so now, like I said, we have mods again. And let's go to our landscaping. And I want to grab... Let's grab the wild bush, perhaps. And we're going to get a line, and we're going to... Ooh, that gap is really large. So let's bump that all the way down to maybe 5. Yeah. There's that. There's that. Alright. And then there's that. So now we're going to just decorate the inside of our triangles here. Because I think that will be a good time. It's not going to be evenly spaced, which does mildly annoy me, but hey, at least we have mods. that will work. I'm happy with it. That will be all right. We're going to go there. We can put you there in a minute. Go here, and then eyeball it just a little bit. And there's that. Alright. Okay. One more quadrant here, and then we should be ready to rock and roll. Do all this. Oh, hold on. A little bit of that. Some happy little bushes. The great Bob Ross might say. And so there's that. So now what we're going to do is go back to our single item. And then I think what I like is some oak trees here. Yeah. Perfect fit. And you don't have to go crazy with the detailing to get life in an area. And already that looks miles better than what it used to. I'm a fan. I'm sure that you're all a fan. So that's great. And so now our little intersection That connects our highway to our side areas down to our downtown. That's looking quite good. So we have that. Today, I really want to focus on eventual expansion over to this area here, where we're going to have... We'll come over here. You can see that this is a farm area. So I want there to be farms in this area. It'll be a little farming community, which I think will be a good time. But we're like 25% away from our next milestone, which will get us some squares to unlock, and that'll be good. But here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna mass zone all over the place. I think I'm gonna start densifying. I want to kind of expand this out, more homes over here. Figure something out with this. I might do something there. But with that being said, I'm going to put you on a time lapse, and I will be back when I am... Okay, so it didn't look like much, but it was like kind of a bit of work. Get everything squared away. This road is all janky. Linden Street. But you know what? Character. It gives character. And I have lined the large 2-lane street with commercial, as you can see by our zoning pattern. Commercial there. We have residential all over the place. I'm going to, right now actually, turn this into a fun little green space. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this. Grab this. We're going to grab our pavement pad. And we're going to just have ourselves a grand time. I'm going to turn off everything except maybe angle. 90 degree. Yeah. so we can kind of have a little meandering pathway. Now I'm getting to a point where I want to turn that off and just kind of eyeball it. Like so. And then I'm going to have another connection for our walking path here. About like that. And I think that will do us. And now, let's grab some... Let's do some... Just throw out some wildflower bushes, a couple of oak trees. I think maybe we can find them too. Okay, so I had to... Something was making noises in my house, so I had to go check. But like I was saying, we turned this into a fun little green space. And honestly, I mean, it looks great, right? The power of having the ability to place down full-grown trees. Kind of want to get a couple of more... Oh, and they fixed the bush thing too, so they're the right color now. Just kind of put some fun little bushes there. I'm sad that we don't have props exactly, but I wonder, yeah. But we have this mod. Ooh. This will do. I'm gonna put you there. I'm gonna put you there. Yeah, just a couple of park benches. And now, do we have garbage bins? Oh, perfect. We'll put you right here at the crossroads. Then I think we'll place you just a little farther away from the park benches, so we can have areas for our Sims to throw away their trash. There's that. All right. And it's not much, right? I could probably do with some fencing as well. Let's see if we can have that. Fence. No, I'm not going to worry about fences right now. But, I mean, still. It looks pretty fun. It looks pretty nice. And I love that we have this ability, finally, for this. So, like, yeah, I'm glad my mods are working. I want to put some trees back here to kind of separate our commercial from our residential. Can't go wrong with some oaks. Get a couple pine trees in here as well. Make like a nice barrier so as to prevent our residents from being disturbed. Oh, that's the tree I just got. Oopsie. Okay. Again, it's not much, but I think it does the job. London Plain, those are nice. That'll be a nice tree, or a street tree. But yeah, I mean, honestly, let's just look at that. So, yeah. And we can do the same thing over on this side. which is I think what we're gonna do. Man, I'm just in love with what we've got going on for this little residential area. It's so nice, so homely, like Elrond's house. I think maybe we could get a couple bushes down here just for a pop of color. Oh, yeah, so we have that, which is nice. Yeah, we are still in the need for commercial, and there's something on fire. So what we're gonna do, because we have the technology, we're gonna just loop a bunch of zoning down right there next to our hospital. I think that'll be fine. So we have this area looking pretty decent. I'm gonna get the tree brush. I think. Do we have a tree brush? You can place multiple of the same kind. I'm going to take the size down just a ways. We're gonna just sprinkle a few oaks around here. Gonna fill in this space. Get some birch in. Put a couple of oaks right here too. Got our pine trees. Yeah. A little much on the pine trees probably, but I think it's okay. And just put down some bushes. Like so. And now we have a handsome looking little placed forest there. That'll look nice. And I think we might even get some aging. It'll be fine. I'll figure that out later. Place down some hickories. I like hickories because they make bacon taste nice. And then, yeah. So it looks more organic, right? It doesn't look like a blank canvas or a blank slate, but I'm kind of glad that this map, it's one of the newer maps in the game, but I like how it is kind of blank. It really lends itself to creativity, and you know what? I'm here for it. So we have that going for us, which is nice. I want to rethink this area. The more that I've been thinking about it, I want to rethink how we've done things over here, but I think we'll save that for another time. What I do think I want to do is go ahead and bridge across this area. That's what I think we want to do. I'm going to just make sure that our lands is the same height all over the place. We're going to do level. We're going to grab this height. We're going to put you like that. And then we're going to come straight across. And we're going to put it like so. Like that. We'll adjust it once we do what we need to do. So what I want to do is I want to get the bridge span down first. So where this is going to be a 4-lane, is this going to just come straight across? It will, but I want a nice bridge-a-rooney. And look at how pretty that is. I think I'm going to actually up the height just a hair. So we're going to page up and do something like this. 400 meter span. Oh yeah, now we're talking. And we're gonna come. Okay, we've got plenty of room. I'm gonna get it to about a 4-degree grade. So that'll be about 250 as well. 250. We'll do 248 right there. It'll be fine. All right, and now what we're gonna do, just a simple, smooth curve. I'm gonna come off this. A nice, simple curve. And my friends, we have made landfall on the other side. So that is fantastic. What I want to do now is we're going to come back to our soften tool and kind of soften this area out to make it a little less harsh. I like keeping the brush about a moderate size. I think it does the job just fine. And this map isn't too hilly to warrant too much terraforming and like too much silly terraforming. And by silly I don't mean like unnecessary. But there's not a ton of terraforming work that needs to be done to make it look decent. So I'm going to come back here. Let's take our brush size down just a couple clicks. Flatten this out just around the edge of this neighborhood. Oh, there we are. Gonna fix that like so. I'm gonna come back in with our soften tool and do a little something like this. Yeah. And I love the bridge. Plenty of height right underneath it, in case we wanted to have some activities, boating and whatnot. So that's not the right panel. So that's nice. So let's go to our info view, and we're going to take a look and see what we've got going on. I don't anticipate that I'll be able to use all of this farming area, but I want to use a large chunk of it. So I think I'll have our road that we just placed come more or less straight, maybe have a slight curve. But I think I may want the curve going towards this corner of the map. So let's try that. Let's see how we feel. So we're gonna go to our continuous curve. We're gonna come all the way out here. We're gonna stretch all the way out. So it's not entirely straight, but it gives it a little bit of character, and I'm here for it. So one thing I do think we'll need to address is this intersection once it gets built. I'm not entirely pleased with this, actually, but I think it'll be okay. I don't want it to be a priority movement, and it doesn't look like it is. It's just a straight street from the medical clinic all the way through. I mean, in all reality, we could probably manage to change this whole thing, but I'm really proud of this little squiggly road. I know it's gross, but hey, it is what it is. It's fine. But while we're here, I kind of like the idea of adding some more trees. I'm so happy that it works this episode. I just really am. Okay, so there's that. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it, actually. So here's what we're gonna do. This area of this side, the small side for now, is gonna be houses and towns. This other side is gonna be more for the farmland. But I think what we'll do, actually, we could have farmland kind of on both sides. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to grab this. Let's grab just a dirt road for now, just to kind of mark some boundaries. So we're gonna come back to this view. We're gonna do something like this, just to kind of mark out the area of our farmland. Like so. So that way I don't have to like keep blinding people whenever I switch to I don't want to have to keep switching info view, so that kind of tells me where our farm is. Oof. So there's that. So we could work with this, actually. We could totally work with this. I'm going to let's get a straight through like so. We're gonna come off at a 90. Could I get a continue or there we are. Beautiful. Same situation over here. I want the let's come so yeah. A nice 90 degree right off the arterial. And I think I don't actually want this to be an intersection, but I would rather have it be a bridge section. So let's redraw this because I changed my mind on doing that. I'm gonna make the bridge later. Like so. Alright. So there's that. We have that laid out. And I think this episode is nearly over. Before we go, let's kind of identify some blank spaces and see what we can do in the way of our tree brush. I think I might delicately place individual trees, kind of like in these areas. I understand. Brush tree, blah, blah, blah. Trees. Ah, there we are. Silly me, had the wrong button pushed. Alright. We're just gonna manually place some trees. So I really want to maximize what we've got going on. I like the pines. They really do remind me of the pines from the area I grew up. Way down south. And I think maybe some birch. No, I think we've already placed birch. Yeah, we've already placed a bunch of birch. We get some linden going on in here. Some linden B. Johnsons. And we're going to do just a few hickories. I feel like hickory is a fun tree. Again, because of the bacon. Alright. So this whole area is coming in quite beautifully, honestly. Just look at that. We have a little area that's kind of nice and unique. We can place some trees here while we're over here. We're going to get some oak. Oak like that. Some pine trees like so. I'm not sure if you can hear him, but Sheldon has just entered the room. Hello, Sheldon. Sheldon is my dog. He's a good boy. Alright. So that's nice. That's all filled in. We're going to do some stuff here. Maybe some commercial. We're going to work on this intersection as well. I think we'll need to move our post office though. So we'll figure that out when we get there. But without that being said, I want to thank you all so much for joining me on this wonderful episode of City Skylines 2. I'm going to get this video up and it'll be posted tomorrow at noon. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me again. Thank you so much for watching, for your comments, for your subscribing. It all means a lot. It all helps out tremendously. If you have any games, any ideas for games that you'd like to see me play on the channel, feel free to comment down below. With all that being said, I'll see you guys next week as we officially move to the other side of the river and begin expanding. Alright guys, thank you so much. Bye-bye.